Red, self-existing moon, day 4 of the wave of White Worldbridger that we are traveling. And the 4th day is a grounding energy. We move into the 4th frequency, which is called self-existing, which is interesting because it's the number of form and grounding. So basically coming into beingness and existence, which is coming into the world of form. And it speaks to the measurement, definition of whatever the archetype is. And in this case, the archetype is red moon. So this 4 energy is about stabilization and grounding, and it speaks in the wave to what is the practice point. What do we need to do every day in order to go on this Worldbridger journey? And the message is feel, to drop in and meet whatever is there in the feeling realm, which is, it's kind of a spiritual language. Once we really clear through the debris, there's the emotional baggage that we're carrying that keeps us from being emotionally present in the moment. And those emotional messengers, we need them. They're part of our divine communication. So we're expanding into our multidimensional selves. And one dimension of ourselves is our mind and thinking. Another dimension of ourselves is our emotional body. And to really be able to expand fully, we have to be clear in the emotional. We have to ground our emotions and feel them and practice knowing them and understanding them and decoding them and sifting and sorting them. You know, there's emotions that are from the past quite clearly that we need to release and let go of. And sometimes we have a certain contract to keep working with a certain emotion, and we just have to accept that once we really understand who we are and what we're working on and what we contracted to work on, then we won't be so thrown by revisiting a certain kind of frequency of emotion, even be clearing it from the field around you. And this is why having a reading really helps to sort of see how you process emotion the best way, because we're all different. Some of us need to go for a walk and give it to the root chakra and into the earth, and some of us need to vocalize it either through talking or chanting. So having a reading really helps you to sort of know that. And the reason we want to clear is because we want to flow. We want to enter the flow state. This is the epitome of the divine feminine energy, to be in flow with life force and to flow with the truth of life and the passion for life. The guiding energy of today is Red Serpent, which is speaking to the life force and our passions and desires. And when we expand into the multidimensional, we can go anywhere. So we really need to have that life force vibrant with our true self, so that we can ride our life force through the multidimensions towards that which really speaks to us and is important for our life force and our heart, because we can just get lost forever meeting all sorts of things that don't really mean anything to us. But when we want to expand into the multidimensional, we want to connect with what's meaningful to our soul. So we need our soul's energy, body, to be very vibrant. And we want to be very conscious and connected to that energy, which speaks to us through the emotional field as well, so that we can navigate through the multidimensional without getting lost. And this is another aspect of Red Moon is purity, because it's speaking to the universal water of life. There is no life without water. And so this is that purity that we need in order to travel safely through the multidimensional. Because if we take a psychedelic or some sort of external device that we might use to launch us into multidimensional without being in our body, without having cleared our emotional field, then we might get very lost in those worlds. Because as above, so below, you can get lost in the other dimensions just as we get lost here. And the message is to stay pure in your body, stay pure in your water, which is a physical thing, what are we putting in our body, and it is an emotional thing, what is what is being held in the water, because the water holds memories, it holds these crystallized forms, and it communicates across time and space. It's very interesting science around water, and we need to learn how to clear our fields, our emotional fields, and ground that emotional energy to be present and become another tool for us as we travel into our multidimensional truth and reclaim our power so that we can really be who we are here in this dimension of reality, or bridge worlds to the dimension we prefer to be on. So that's another subject that we'll probably come into in this wave. But for today, really connect and feel what you feel, and journey with your feelings, and realize that it's a process. It's a process to clarify our emotions, and we can only do what we are meant to do in a moment. And if that emotional story comes back, don't feel like you failed necessarily, but it's just that you're reaching another level of that, and you may have signed up to do a lot of clearing in that field, in that particular emotion, ancestrally, including your own past lives perhaps, whatever it is, whatever the contract emanates from. So yes, being present with the emotions, really understanding the language of water so that we can really elevate ourselves.